Hi, I'm Alan from Goshen Renewal Ministries, and I'm here to talk to you today about the Torah portion called Chai Sarah, or Sarah's life. And that runs from Genesis 23:1 to 25:18. And this portion kicks off with her death. And what's going on here? This seems contradictory that the Torah portion would start with her death, but it's called Sarah's life. There are two ways we can look at this. The first is we can look at the beautiful life that Sarah had lived, and a beautiful life she did, 137 years old. She was married to Abraham, and it was a beauty of the Spirit not known to most. The second way to look at it, and this way we're going to look at it today, is we can look forward to the legacy left behind by this matriarch of Israel. Sarah's life is a testimony to the covenant-keeping faithfulness of God Almighty. And Sarah, the name Sarah in Hebrew, is Sar, which is the feminine version, is Sarah, which is the feminine version of the word Sar. Which means a head person, official leader, commander, captain, prince, ruler. And Sarah was known as the mother of nations, and that was not only proven by historical verifiable fact, like genealogy, historical finds, and history, but Sarah being called the mother of nations is also found in the Bible. Sarah was the matriarch of the promise, and what a promise that was. Genesis 17:15 and 16 says, God said to Abraham, as for Sarai, your wife, you shall not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall be her name, and I will bless her and also give you a son by her. Then I will bless her, and she will be a mother of nations. Kings and peoples shall be from her. That same promise was given to Rebekah, and that's found in this Torah portion, because the entire account of how Rebekah became Isaac's bride is found in the Torah portion. And that same promise, when she was leaving her father's house in the land of Haran, was given to her by her mother and her brother when she left. And that promise said, may you become the mother of thousands of 10,000s, and may your descendants possess the gates of those who hate them. That very same promise was given to Abraham from the Lord himself, and it says, blessing I will bless you, and multiplying I will multiply your descendants as the stars of heaven and as the sand of the seashore, and your descendants shall possess the gates of their enemies. So the mother was responsible in the family for teaching the law, for preserving the heritage and handing down onto the next generations. For example, from Sarah to Rebekah, from Rebekah to Jacob, Jacob to Joseph, and all the sons of Israel. Proverbs 1:8 says, my son, hear the instruction of your father, and do not forsake the law of your mother. And Proverbs 6:20 says, my son, keep your father's command, and do not forsake the law of your mother. This responsibility is not just an Old Testament concept. It continues on, it continues to be for true, genuine biblical faith. I think of 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 5, when Paul is writing Timothy, he's talking about faith. He's talking about the heritage being passed down by the mothers. He says, I am convinced that the faith that is in Lois, your grandmother, and your mother Eunice, I'm as convinced is in you also. And that's passed down. And that's on a micro nuclear level. But how about a macro level? Well, in Ezekiel 23:2, he says, son of man, there were two women, the daughter of one mother. Verse 4, it says their names were Oholah, the elder, and Oholibah, the sister. Samaria is Oholah, and Jerusalem is Oholibah. Samaria is the capital of the northern kingdom that was known as Israel, and Jerusalem is the capital of the southern kingdom, which is known as Judah. They're two nations. She is the mother of nations, and that became true. Now, the promised child, Jesus Christ, was born through the seed of a woman, through the woman. And Mary, his mother, her name was Rebellion. So Jesus was born in rebellion to redeem. That's why she was named Rebellion. And those of us who believe, who have faith, are born into that same redemption, promise of redemption through the seed, through the promised child, Jesus Christ. Growing up, how this speaks to me personally is growing up, I had known mothers to be nurturing, caring, doing the best they can to raise their child and make sure they live a good life. And that's true, but that's not complete. How I understand mothers now is to be Those things, yes, but to be also teaching the law of God, preserving the law of God, and making sure that it doesn't get compromised and that your child grows up and walks according to that. Teach a child in the way that they should go, and when they get older, they shall not depart from it. Now, it is very important to live a godly life to have this nurturing from your father and mother. I have been blessed with having a mother figure in my life to teach me the way of Torah, to model the way of Torah, something that I never thought I would have, and it is such a great blessing and honor to have that and to see it modeled as the way that it was meant to be prescribed in the Torah. So I will close with this. Pastor Omar says to a Hebrew, it is not important how you start, but how you end. And Sarah's life ended in a very positive way, and it continues to go and live on still to this day. It's the legacy you leave behind that matters. And this portion began with Sarah's death, yes, but her life still lives on at the preservation of the generations loyal to the covenant given to Israel. Sarah indeed left a legacy of what it means to be the mother of faith. And as an example and a pattern for mothers throughout history, what I've learned personally from this Torah portion is that with real biblical motherhood, it's not only doing the best you can to raise your children, but it is being dedicated to a life of faith and obedience and the very big responsibility of preserving and teaching the Torah to pass on to the next generation. The law was given to and preserved through the woman that is the nation of Israel right up until today. I've learned that the roots of our faith go back to the times of Abraham, and authentic biblical faith has its roots through Israel and back to the father Abraham and the mother Sarah. So if the source of biblical faith comes from something outside of the Bible, where does my faith come from is the question that I have to ask myself. Thank you. Shalom from the land of Goshen.